Alright, hey everybody, so glad you could make it. Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the 12 essential things you need to consider before buying auto insurance. Let's get started. Now, I know, insurance isn't exactly the word that gets you leaping out of bed in the morning, right? It can feel like this big, complicated thing full of jargon and fine print. But here's the good news. And you know I love good news. It doesn't have to be that way. Think of this as your friendly guide, your little cheat sheet to navigating the world of auto insurance like a total pro. We're going to break it down step by step into bite-sized pieces that are easy to understand, and dare I say, maybe even a little bit interesting? Because understanding your auto insurance isn't just about ticking a box. It's about protecting yourself, your loved ones, and your hard-earned cash. It's about peace of mind when you're out there on the road, knowing you've got the right coverage if things take an unexpected turn. And who doesn't want more peace of mind? That's like a superpower. So grab a coffee, get comfy, maybe even take some notes, because by the end of this video, you're going to feel so much more confident about making smart choices for your auto insurance. We're going to cover everything from the absolute must-haves to some of those extra little options that can make a huge difference. Ready to become an insurance whiz? I thought so. Let's do this. First up, let's talk about the absolute bedrock of any auto insurance policy: bodily injury and property damage liability. Now, these sound super official, and they are because they're incredibly important. Bodily injury liability, or BI as the cool insurance kids call it, steps in if you, heaven forbid, cause an accident where other people get hurt. It helps cover their medical expenses, lost wages, and sometimes even legal fees if they decide to sue. Think of it as your financial bodyguard for situations where you're found at fault for injuries to others. It's not just a good idea. In most places, it's the law, and for very good reason. You want to make sure you have enough coverage here because medical bills can skyrocket faster than a viral cat video. Then there's property damage liability, or PD. This one is pretty straightforward. If you're at fault in an accident and you damage someone else's property, usually their car, but it could also be a fence, a mailbox, or even, a prize-winning gnome collection. This coverage helps pay for those repairs or replacement. Again, having sufficient coverage is key. Imagine totaling someone's brand new SUV. The costs can be astronomical. So, when you're looking at these liability coverages, don't just go for the state minimum if you can afford more. Think about protecting your assets and your future financial well-being. It's like building a strong foundation for a house. You want it to be solid. Alright, next on our list is medical payments coverage, often called MedPay. This one is all about taking care of you and your passengers. So if you're in an accident, regardless of who is at fault, and that's a really important distinction, MedPay can help cover those immediate medical expenses. We're talking ambulance rides, doctor visits, hospital stays, x-rays, dental work if your smile takes a hit, even funeral expenses in the worst-case scenario. It's a safety net for the physical well-being of everyone in your car at the time of an incident. The beauty of MedPay is its no-fault nature and its quick payout. It's designed to get those initial medical bills paid without having to wait for a lengthy fault determination process, which can sometimes take ages. This coverage can be particularly helpful if you have a high deductible on your health insurance, or if some of your passengers don't have health insurance at all. It's an extra layer of protection that provides peace of mind, knowing that if something happens, those immediate medical needs can be addressed promptly. It's like having a first aid kit for your finances when it comes to accident-related injuries. Now let's talk about protecting your actual vehicle, your trusty steed. This is where comprehensive and collision insurance come into play. These are often sold together, but they cover different types of unfortunate events. Collision coverage, as the name suggests, helps pay to repair or replace your car if it's damaged in a collision with another vehicle or an object, like a tree, a pole, or even a particularly stubborn pothole. It applies whether you're at fault or not, though if you're not at fault, your insurer might try to recover costs from the other party's insurance. This is the coverage that gets your car back on the road after a fender bender or something more serious. Comprehensive coverage, on the other hand, is for almost everything else that isn't a collision. Think of it as the acts of nature and miscellaneous mayhem protection. This includes damage from things like theft, vandalism, fire, falling objects, like that rogue tree branch, hail, floods, or even hitting an animal, like a deer deciding to play chicken with your headlights. If you have a loan on your car, or if it's leased, your lender will almost certainly require you to have both collision and comprehensive. Even if you own your car outright, if it's a newer or more valuable vehicle, these coverages are usually a very smart investment to protect its value. Chapter 4. The What If They Don't Have Enough? Plan uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. This next one is super important, folks. Uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. It sounds a bit like a mouthful, but stick with me, because this is your shield against irresponsible or underprepared drivers. So, imagine you're in an accident, and it's clearly the other driver's fault. Great, their insurance should cover it, right? But what if that driver doesn't have any insurance at all? That's where uninsured motorist or coverage kicks in. It helps pay for your injuries and, in some states, damage to your vehicle when the at-fault driver is uninsured. It's a real lifesaver because otherwise you could be left footing some massive bills yourself. Then there's underinsured motorist or coverage. This applies when the at-fault driver does have insurance, but their liability limits aren't high enough to cover all of your medical bills or vehicle repairs. For example, if your medical expenses are $50,000, but the at-fault driver only has $25,000 in bodily injury liability, your coverage can help make up that $25,000 difference, up to your own policy limits. Given that many people unfortunately only carry the minimum required liability insurance, coverage is a crucial safety net. It's like having backup for your backup, ensuring you're not left shortchanged by someone else's lack of adequate coverage. Chapter 5. Keeping You Mobile Rental Reimbursement. Okay, picture this. Your car is in the shop after an accident, maybe for a few days, maybe for a few weeks. How are you going to get to work? How are you going to get the kids to school or run those essential errands? This is where rental reimbursement coverage can be an absolute hero. If you have this coverage, your insurance company will help pay for a rental car while your vehicle is being repaired due to a covered claim, usually from a collision or comprehensive incident. It takes a huge stressor off your plate during an already inconvenient time. Typically, this coverage comes with a daily limit and a maximum total limit per claim. For example, $30 per day up to a maximum of $900. So, when you're choosing this option, think about what kind of rental car you'd realistically need and how long repairs might typically take in your area. It's usually a pretty inexpensive add-on to your policy, but it can save you a significant amount of money and hassle if you ever need to use it. Not having a car when you rely on one can really throw a wrench in your life, so rental reimbursement is like a temporary mobility solution, keeping your life moving smoothly. Chapter 6. Roadside Rescuer Towing and Labor Coverage. Next up is a real sanity saver towing and labor coverage. We've all been there, or at least know someone who has. Car breaks down on the side of the road, maybe a flat tire, dead battery, or something more mysterious under the hood. It's never fun, and it's often stressful and inconvenient. Towing and labor coverage helps take some of that sting out by covering the cost of, well, towing your vehicle to the nearest qualified repair shop if it's disabled. It can also sometimes cover some basic labor costs performed at the site of the breakdown, like changing a flat tire or jump-starting your battery. This coverage is usually quite affordable to add to your policy, and it can prevent a relatively minor inconvenience from turning into a major expense. Think about the cost of a tow, especially if you're far from a garage or it's after hours. It can add up quickly. Some policies might have a per-incident limit, or they might tow you to the nearest repair shop or a certain number of miles. It's a fantastic peace of mind addition, especially if you drive an older car, commute long distances, or just like knowing that help is available if you get stranded. It's like having a reliable friend on call, ready to help you out of a jam. Chapter 7. Let's talk about something that often gets overlooked but can be surprisingly useful. The safety glass option, sometimes called full glass coverage or a glass deductible buyback. Your windshield and other vehicle glass are pretty important for, seeing where you're going and also for the structural integrity of your car. But chips and cracks happen all the time. a stray rock kicked up by a truck on the highway, extreme temperature changes, even an overly enthusiastic bird. These things can be annoying and can sometimes obstruct your vision, making driving unsafe. With a safety glass option, repairing or replacing damaged glass on your vehicle, especially your windshield, often comes with a much lower deductible than your standard comprehensive deductible, or sometimes even no deductible at all. This means you can get that chip fixed quickly before it spreads into a giant crack, or get a new windshield installed without a hefty out-of-pocket expense. Considering how common windshield damage is and how some advanced windshields with sensors can be quite pricey to replace, this coverage can be a really smart and cost-effective choice. It keeps your view clear and your wallet a little happier. Chapter 8. Alright, this one is for all you side hustlers and gig economy superstars out there. If you use your personal vehicle for commercial activities like driving for a ride-sharing service, think Uber or Lyft, or making deliveries, like for food delivery apps or package services, you absolutely need to know about ride-sharing coverage. Here's the deal. Your standard personal auto insurance policy typically does not cover you when you're using your car for business purposes. That means if you get into an accident while you're logged into the app and waiting for a ride, or while you're en route to pick someone up, or even while you have a passenger, your personal policy might deny the claim. That's a huge gap in coverage. Many rideshare companies provide some insurance, but it often only kicks in during specific periods of the ride-hail process and might have high deductibles. Ride-sharing coverage, or a commercial policy endorsement, is designed to bridge these gaps, ensuring you're protected throughout your gig work. It's essential for protecting yourself, your passengers, and your livelihood. So, if you're earning money with your car, please talk to your insurance agent about this. It's not something you want to find out you needed after an accident has already happened. It's about being a responsible professional. Chapter 9. Do you have a car that's a little extra special? Maybe you've invested in some awesome custom parts or equipment, like a killer sound system, fancy custom wheels, a modified engine, or special paint job. If so, you need to know about special custom parts and equipment coverage, often called CPE. Here's why. Your standard auto insurance policy will typically only cover the factory-installed parts of your vehicle, or it might have a very low limit, like $1,000 for any custom additions. So, if those expensive custom wheels get stolen, or your high-end stereo gets damaged in an accident, you might not get their full value back. CPE coverage allows you to insure these aftermarket additions for their actual value, beyond what your standard policy covers. You'll usually need to declare these items and their value to your insurer, and they might require receipts or appraisals. This ensures that if something happens, you can repair or replace those cool custom features that make your car uniquely yours without having to pay entirely out of pocket. If you've poured your heart, soul, and money into customizing your ride, this coverage is essential to protect that investment. It's like an insurance policy for your car's personality. Let's talk about a word you'll hear a lot when dealing with insurance: the deductible. This is a really important concept to grasp because it directly impacts your out-of-pocket costs when you file a claim for collision or comprehensive coverage. Simply put, the deductible is the amount of money you agree to pay towards repairs or replacement your insurance company starts paying. For example, if you have a $500 deductible and your car sustains $2,000 worth of damage in a covered incident, you would pay the first $500 and your insurance would then cover the remaining $1,500. Choosing your deductible amount is a balancing act. Generally, a higher deductible means a lower premium, your regular insurance payment, because you're taking on more of the financial risk yourself. A lower deductible means a higher premium, but less out-of-pocket expense if you do have a claim. The key is to choose a deductible that you can comfortably afford to pay on short notice if you need to. Don't pick a $1,000 deductible just to save a few bucks on your premium if coming up with $1,000 suddenly would cause you major financial stress. It's about finding that sweet spot that works for your budget and your peace of mind. Who doesn't love a good discount? I know I do. And the good news is that auto insurance companies offer a whole bunch of them, but sometimes you have to ask or know where to look. Taking a few minutes to explore available discounts can lead to some pretty significant savings on your premiums, and every dollar saved is a dollar you can use for something else, right? So, put on your detective hat and start investigating what your insurer or potential insurers might offer. You might be pleasantly surprised by how much you can save. Common discounts include things like multi-policy discounts, bundling your auto with home or renter's insurance, good driver discounts for having a clean record, good student discounts for young drivers with good grades, and discounts for taking a defensive driving course. There are also discounts for vehicle safety features like anti-lock brakes, airbags, anti-theft systems, low mileage discounts if you don't drive much, and even discounts for going paperless or paying your premium in full. Don't be shy. Ask your agent or check the company's website. It's your money, and finding these savings is like a little treasure hunt. And finally, our 12th tip, and it's a big one. Embrace the power of choice by comparing options from multiple carriers. I cannot stress this enough. Auto insurance is not a one-size-fits-all product. Different companies have different underwriting criteria, different discount offerings, and different pricing structures. The insurer that was perfect for your neighbor or your best friend might not be the best fit for you, your car, your driving habits, or your budget. So, don't just settle for the first quote you get or stick with the same company year after year out of habit without checking around. Take the time to shop around and get quotes from several different insurance providers. For instance, RightShore is a full-service independent insurance agency providing insurance products to families and businesses in 42 states. You can do this online, by phone, or through an independent insurance agent like RightShore who can compare quotes from multiple companies for you. Look beyond just the price. Consider the coverage options, the company's reputation for customer service and claims handling, read reviews, and their financial stability. Making an informed choice now can save you money, ensure you have the right protection, and give you confidence that you've found the best possible insurance solution for your unique needs. It's your policy, your protection, so make sure you're getting the best value. And there you have it, 12 essential tips to help you navigate the world of auto insurance like a seasoned pro. That wasn't so bad, was it? Hopefully, you're feeling a lot more empowered and a little less overwhelmed. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to something as important as protecting yourself and your vehicle. This isn't just about fulfilling a legal requirement. It's about making smart financial decisions that can save you a whole lot of stress and money down the road. You're now equipped to ask the right questions and look for the coverage that truly fits your life. Think of this as the start of your journey to becoming an insurance-savvy consumer. The landscape can change, your needs can change, so it's always a good idea to review your coverage periodically, especially when big life events happen, like buying a new car, moving, or adding a new driver to your policy. Keep these tips in mind and don't be afraid to advocate for yourself and seek out the best possible options. You've got this. Thanks for watching. RightShore, North America's most awarded insurance firm, where you can talk to a famously friendly human today. We're all about bringing you useful content that makes life a little easier. If you have any questions about anything we covered today, or if you have your own insurance tips to share, please drop them in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.